glad that God can take a dope dealer and make him a deacon? Aren't you glad that God can take a pimp and make him a preacher? Aren't you glad that God can take a stripper and make her a praise dancer? I wish I had some folk in this place that said, I'm glad that I serve a God that will save anybody. And it doesn't matter what you've done. You can't stoop so low, but God's almighty hand can't get you. Or whatever you find yourself faced with. He's upset. He's angry. He's mad with God because God decided to step out on his own authority and save some people that Jonah can't stand. And to show you how bad he's upset, he says in verse 2, I'm so mad at you, God. I'm so upset with you. He says, I already knew before I left home that you are slow to anger. You are abounding in love. You're plenteous in mercy. You relent from sending calamity even when people are guilty of the crime. God still would throw you on the mercy of the court. He said, I already knew it. Y'all not getting this? Before I grabbed my hat, before I put on my coat, before I put on my shoes and stepped out the door, I already knew that these people were worthy of punishment. But because you're so good, because you're abounding in love, because you're slow to anger, there is a possibility, there is a propensity, you have the tenacity to save people even when they're guilty of the crime. Oh, he said, I knew it. Now, I'm not the brightest color in the rainbow. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Don't laugh because you ain't either. But watch this, church. We all know that new, K-N-E-W, is the past tense of know, which means he is distraught with the divine, he's angry with the Almighty, he's indignant with the Infinite One because of something in God's past, because of God's track record, because, here it is, of God's history. When he began to go down the corridors of time and look at God's chronology and saw how through the annals of antiquity that God would take his mercy and look beyond the misery of people, he said, I'm upset because when I look at what you've done over the years in your history, that makes me upset with you. Church, although he's upset with God, based upon God's history, we ought to be excited as we come to the last Sunday of the year to think about God's history, to think about what God has done. You know why? Because if we didn't think about what God has already done, we couldn't trust him to what he's going to do in the present. And we can't trust what he's getting ready to do in our future. But you got to look back over your life first. And when you see he's already made a way, you believe he'll make a way right now. now, and you'll believe he'll make a way in the future. And I got some people in this place said, I can thank God for his history. Can I put some archaeology on it? Here it is, y'all. God's wasness is his isness, and his isness is his shallness, and God's wasness and his isness and his shallness is his sameness. Can I go back and get it again? I said God's wasness is his isness, and his isness is his shallness, and his wasness and his isness and his shallness is his sameness. In other words, God was always able. God is able right now, and God will be able. Why? Because there never was a time when God wasn't able. Is there anybody in here know you serve an able God? But while you walking in here with your head hung down and let the devil have the victory, you better put some starch in your backbone and walk like God has given you the victory. Because now unto him who's able to keep us from falling. I don't know about you, but I serve a God that's able. Anybody here know for yourself? You ain't got to ask nobody. You can just look back over your life and say, I know I serve an able God. That's why I'm in church the last Sunday of the year. Because the devil would have killed me on January 1. But here. Because I serve an able